Feel strong, but it gets the job done. Good morning. Welcome. Come on in. If you're watching this on anywhere but TikTok, hey, Lord, we welcome you in. Get rid of the glitches, Jesus. They already started. Bring the right people in the room. We repent of our sins. Bless this day and every family represented here. Send us grants, Lord, to continue the mission you've given us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Come in. Say hello. Let me know about your business that you're seeking grants for. I'm cooking breakfast in the background. I'm going to have a good old vegan chicken sandwich in a minute. And I'm going to eat that on air with y'all. Just heads up, 7 up. So when my little air fryer timer goes off, I'm ready. Good morning, Stacy Smith. Good morning, Tip Knight. Have y'all been searching for grants? Are you seeking grants? Talk to me. Where are my Black women small business owners with for-profit businesses that are seeking grants for their Black woman-owned small business? Let me know. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin. Good morning. I am founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, where I train Black Christian women to become certified life coaches online in one day. We also apply for and win grants. We've won over $51,200 in grants and grant-funded opportunities. Good morning to Gifted. I'm here to talk to y'all about all things grants. So if you have questions about being a Black woman, receiving grants, winning grants, how to find grants, what to do with grants, what are grants, how to qualify for grants, been rejected from a grant, won a grant, let's talk. I wrote a book. Let me show you her while I'm thinking about it. Here she is. She's called #Finding Funding. How to find and secure debt-free, non-traditional funding for your Black woman-owned small business. That's me, Dr. AJ Austin. You can get an ebook copy, ebook version, downloadable ebook of this book over at blackwomeningrants.com. It's now a part of our mentorship program. I got 5 spots open in my mentorship today, which is good. They always get gone when I put it out there during my lives, okay? So whether you jump on it live here on TikTok or whether our YouTube listeners jump in, somebody always claim those spots. So I got to let you know that. We'll talk more about what's in it. I'm looking at 3 grants I got pulled up that I'm going to be sharing with some of y'all that are in my mentorship program. They're $1,000 each. So if you're looking for grants, I got you, boo. I done did digging and dugging and digging and dugging and chill, and I can't wait to share with y'all. So hopefully you on the list, you get on the list. But good morning. How are y'all? So I said I was going to actually do some teaching and training. I also want to do some Q&A. So if you got some Q's that I can put them in the chat, okay? Let me know about your business. So let's start off talking about you. What do? You don't have to put your website. You don't have to put your phone number. You don't have to put your email address, your tagline. Real quick, tell me what you do. Let me go grab my chicken out the air fryer. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Breakfast secured. I was cooking before I got on live. I ran out of time. I said, let me jump on and then jump back in the kitchen real quick. So what y'all do? I see custom t-shirts, work with individuals with disabilities and behavior disorders. What else do I see on here? Do events for different occasions. Y'all own it. Okay, Money Makers. You're almost finished with the book. Congratulations. I saw you download it. I was like, read, Stacy, read. Get it, girl. So what have you learned so far from the book, Stace? Any questions that you want to put out there? I'm happy to answer those. Let me know. Y'all, is it cold where y'all are? Because I think I get an attitude every winter. And I'm like, it was just 76. It's 13 degrees here today. We don't know what to do with this. Got the house heat on, space heaters in every room. And it's still cold. So y'all work with me as I try to get it together, child, because I'm trying to get it together. Tip says, I want my own. What are you thinking of doing, Tip, business-wise? The topic for today, grants. Why not? Yes, ma'am, it's free. Yo, golly, pray. Pray. I got to do weather stripping on the doors and the windows. I thought I did that. But I was reaching under my bed for something this morning. I was like, where is that draft coming from? The floors too? Like, wow, what are we supposed to do? So I think I go through this every year. Forgive me. Every year from year to year, I don't remember this part. I remember last year it being 8 degrees, and I was like, okay, I remember that. All this extra stuff, where did this come from? When? And people looking at me like, you all right? From when? And people looking at me like, you all right? Okay. So anyway, let me see what I want to share with y'all today. I got my note cards in hand. -80. Are you sure? Are you pulling my leg? That's a lot. Girl, I'm in Georgia. What to do? It's snowing in Alabama. I was like, oh, it skipped us. Thank you, Lord. Thank y'all for being here with me. Let's warm up together, honey. Let's get this money. Might as well, can't go nowhere. Might as well be applying for grants, right? Have anybody applied for a grant this week? Be honest. I haven't yet. Let me know. I ain't judging you. Be honest. Have you applied for a grant this week? Let me know that it ain't just me. Okay. And if you have questions, what questions can I answer for you about getting grants using this time? Now, I started getting grants during the corona, so we was in the house then too. So might as well. We online anyway. We TikToking, we doom scrolling, we're rotting. Might as well apply. Tip says, I want a group home and a women's shelter in my area. Okay, now. Look like during this time of year, we need more warming centers as well. Because, honey, I was out last night. Not even last night. Yesterday evening, child. I was like, this feels dangerous. So, yeah, we need places for people to go who don't have shelter. Let's work on that. Can we get some grants for that? Can we partner with some people? As a matter of fact, one of our Black women in grantees, Karen Cooper, she does that. She makes care packages for the homeless during the winter and the summer months, which both are vital. So she packages like gloves and hats and scarves and socks and little warming kits. And she said chapstick, and it's really cute. So she's a baker. But grants like when you have a social component to what you do. And so when you have like a social mission, when you have a need that you're meeting in addition to making money, then you stand out. So imagine someone she's actually a seasonal baker. So in the summer and spring months, she bakes and sells at farmers markets, and then she goes and does the festivals in the fall, and then in the winter, she's using some of that leftover revenue to package up the care packages to take to the homeless shelter. She's already started doing that this year. She dropped by some Thanksgiving meals, some Christmas meals. So she's still cooking year round, but also using some of her proceeds to benefit the homeless. That's a social mission. Anyone else have a social mission that they've taxed on to their business? Because that's what grants look for. So if you really want the secret sauce to how to make your business grant application stand out, and you want to look good, and you wonder how can you get chosen to come to the front of the grant stack of applications, social missions is where it's at. So just wanted to let you know. So anyone here doing a social mission, let's talk about it. That's one of the tips I have. And so, yeah, people love like thinking through social missions, and we can talk about that today if you guys would like that to be our topic. I'm happy to answer questions. I got a list of categories of social missions that grants are familiar with. So if you tell them you're in one of these 17 categories, it makes your application look really good. It makes it look like you're a business owner that's also making an impact in your community. Okay, so y'all let me know if y'all have questions about that. We can definitely chat. So those, Jarvis, are the beginning of my tips for answering the grant questions effectively, especially when they are asking, what else should we know? That's an extra question that's kind of common on grant applications. And so if you can say, you should also know that I take a portion of what I do and give it back to my community, and here's how you can help, and here's how you can win, I can win, and those that I impact socially can win as well. That's how you stand out. It's how I got selected out of 500 applications. I'll be hearing back from a decision this week in 2 ways that they've promised to help serve us for a $50,000 grant opportunity. So I'm happy to answer questions. So this is for Black women, small business owners. As long as you have a for-profit business based in the United States, own at least 51% of your company, you probably qualify for some of the grants that I share on my grant list over at blackwomeningrants.com. Pull up my emails too, because some of you guys will be getting emails from me during today's live when you join us in the mentorship. Excuse me. Working it out. blackwomeningrants.com is the website. Hashima, when you say, do you have to register, what do you mean? Jarvis, thank you for sharing the live. Fine says, I own an electrical company seeking to hire young men. Any grants for that? There are grants for anything you can think of. It's easier to find and apply for grants for just being a Black woman, small business owner. And so when you find a grant, you want to make sure that it lines up with what you're trying to do in your business. It aligns with your social mission. It aligns with what the grants has put out there that they're looking for, because they tell you who's eligible, who's not, who should apply, who probably won't get it if you apply because you don't meet the eligibility requirements. And so when you think of it like that, you know, it makes a world of difference. So knowing that you qualify before you apply. So there's a grants mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. I have 5 spots. They're first come, first serve. We have 125 people there. Oh, look, one of our grant gamers are here now. Hey, Lisa. Welcome. Can't wait to chat with y'all tomorrow. So blackwomeningrants.com, it's option 1. And in it is the year-long mentorship. Okay, so it's $97. It's one-time payment. You get year-long access. Okay. Any other grant gamers in the room? I know some of y'all probably slid in while I was going to get my breakfast from the kitchen. Got some fresh strawberries last night from Walmart. Hey, grant gamer. So we can talk more about the mentorship as we go along as well, but all the information is over at blackwomeningrants.com. I do send you 3 free lists of grants that has over 200 grants on the list. Hey, grant gamer, I see you grow. And so, yeah, we're growing by leaps and bounds. And so I try to keep up with y'all as y'all keep up with what's going on in the grant world and vice versa. Keep me posted. Lady says, does the mentorship help you locate and apply for grants for your particular grants? No. Let me tell you what it does. Let me walk you through it so I remember everything that's in there. Hold on one second, because I'm getting emails as I talk to y'all. So I'm trying to multitask, but it's pre-breakfast, pre-coffee, just waking up, just getting out the shower, just here. So brain is warming up. You know, you got to warm up a car. My brain is warming up. So over at www.blackwomeningrants.com, if you're a Black woman small business owner seeking grants or grant-funded opportunities, my fave, then you want to join us in the mentorship. Hey, Symphony, welcome. So where you start is over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. I'm drinking an Olipop. Have y'all tried these? They're really good. I've been seeing them on TikTok. I bought me a lemon lime and I bought me a ginger ale, and they're nice. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Option one, blackwomeningrants.com. It's $97. It's year-long access. There's a special link for Klarna and Afterpay, and it has 16 different goodies in this program. One is the Finding Funding ebook that I just showed you guys, and every time I try to show it, I try to gently move it so I don't knock nothing off my desk, but this is it. Hashtag Finding Funding, how to find and secure debt-free non-traditional funding for your Black woman-owned small business. You get the ebook copy and an app that'll read that book to you. I wrote it just for you. I'm working on another book, so get ready, get ready. I did an event called the Grant Game Masterclass, where we really talk about what grants are and what they're not to set your expectations. Grants are free money. They're debt-free. You don't have to pay them back. You don't have to give up a portion of your company. You don't have to beg mama and them to support your business. It's interest-free. It's not based on your credit. It's yours. They're gifted, they're granted, and they're given unto you. That's how grants work. So you go find an opportunity that you qualify for. You apply for it. When you win it, it's yours. You tell a grant what you need, what you're going to do with the money, how you're going to help yourself and other people. And that's how that works. But if y'all got questions, let me know. Because I've won, and I went over my long list of grants and grant-funded opportunities, which are, business training and development programs that grants have funded, or a bank has funded, or a large organization or corporation has funded. Those all qualify as GFOs, or grant-funded opportunities. I made up that word, GFO. Sounds fancy, don't it? Sounds really important. Everything exclusive, everything icy. I just cleaned these glasses, and I wanted to put on my other pair. So let's do a frame change. Here go my little collection of frames, y'all. These are my readers off of Amazon. I got prescription, but I'm just right under where I actually need a written prescription for a doctor. So I found a workaround, which are just readers that match my eye exam prescription, quote unquote. And I just order a lot of them off Amazon, change frame. So let me clean these and change my frame. There are many, many requirements for grants depending on the type of grant that you apply for. There are frequently asked questions of grants. And some of them you'll see over and over again on these applications. And then some you'll see specific to the grant that you apply for. But in the Finding Funding ebook that's a part of the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, I give you of the 50 frequently asked questions that you're going to see on these grant applications. So in addition to the Finding Funding ebook, the app that'll read the book to you, the event that I hosted called the Grant Game Masterclass, there's also a 3-step grant guide in the mentorship that's going to guide you through your idea and your launch. So real quick, who here has a business that they're thinking about getting out there someday? Like one day in the future, you want to take this business out of your head, put it on the paper, or on a bapuda, as my little niece used to call it, and get it out there. Anybody? Put idea. Let me know. Thank you, Lisa. The comments are scrolling fast. She says, Dr. AJ gives you the cheat codes for grant applications. It really takes away the fear. Amen. Testimonial. Come on, testimonial. I love it. Shani says, I have a few business ideas. Near future. Okay, I see your ideas. So there's a checklist for where you are in your idea phase, where grants will say, if you have an idea, here's what we need you to be working on as you're applying for our grants with your idea. So if you have an idea, you need what's known as a startup grant. A startup grant is for people with ideas that they want to get started. But you got to be close to getting started, not just sitting and dreaming and collecting checks for it, okay? And so what that means is they're going to say, have you secured your website domain? Do you know the name of your business? Have you applied for your articles of incorporation? Do you have a business bank account set up yet? Do you have your employee identification number? What about your social media accounts? Do you have a logo? Have you done business cards yet? What can you tell us about the work you've already done to start up, to get started? What are we literally putting our money behind? Y'all get it? If you get it and you're in the startup phase, put startup, because that's you. That's the startup phase. That's the idea phase. That's the pre-revenue phase. You haven't made any money. You got an idea. This is what grants want you to have before or as you start applying for what's known as startup grants. Y'all got it? Put startup if you got it. Now, for those of you who have launched a business, any businesses that have launched, you're making money, you got the idea out of your head, you got it off your Bapuda, it's in a business plan, you got a marketing plan, you got a sales strategy, you have started making money with this idea. Anyone here making money with this idea? We got a lot of startups. Any money makers? Anybody that had an idea, they got it out of their head, it's out into the world, they're making money. Put launched. LAUNCHED. Shell said, I did and stopped. Yep, Lisa has launched. Any other launched businesses in the house? This is where you got everything I just named from the first checklist. Now you need a separate checklist of what grants are looking for, like your profit and loss statement, your taxes, your projected revenue for the next 12, 24, 36, and maybe even 60 months. They want to know about your team structure, your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, or SWOT analysis if you haven't done one. They want to know about your competitors. They want to know about your target market. They want to know about your past revenue versus where you are now and how it comes together. They want to know how you're going to take a grant to build on what you've already done, what you're going to do to bless your community with a portion of that money, and how they can come in and help support it because you have literal receipts that you've done this, it's making money, it's working. Now you just need them to come in and help scoot you on and accelerate you a little bit further. Anyone else here have a launched business? You're making money, your stuff is out there, people know you for what you do. You can show a grant your receipts because they do ask. They do. Shamika says, I started but don't know where to go from here. I'm all paperwork so far. I've launched a few. I need to narrow it down. I need help with the projections. Can we talk about? Yes, we can. Write that down, homework. Look at you. You be giving yourself homework. I love it. So remind me, okay? And we can talk a little bit about that because projections are, if you've launched a company, that means you've made money up to this point, right? And Lisa, we've talked about some of that in our private coaching. And so that's what Lisa's referring to. She's in what we call our fund finders. We have a private group that's select. We got several select groups, but this one is our newest, highest level select group where, you know, like you guys find me on TikTok, you watch my videos, that's free, it's fun. Then you come here to GPA, or Grant Prep Academy. It's free, it's fun. I'm here live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, winner of over $51,200 in grants and grant funded opportunities, a multi-six-figure earner. We're about to hit six figures in grants soon. I'm so excited. Collectively, the community of Black women in grants have applied for and won over six figures in grants over this last 8 months together, okay? And I'm excited about that. So Lisa's in our, so she read the book, Finding Funding, that I shared about with you guys. That's in our mentorship. That's also, being in the mentorship gives you an exclusive opportunity to come work with me more one-on-one, get more attention, get my brain on your business and what you're saying on these grant applications, little cheat codes, little secrets to applying and standing out, right, Lisa? And so I share with you guys what I know based on where you are in your business. So that's why I'm asking, are you guys in the idea phase? Have you launched? And is this working? So if you've launched, there's a whole nother checklist that you have to have. We just went over. So let me think. Launched, yes, they're going to ask for your taxes. They're going to say, you've been making money, show us. They're going to ask for your profit and loss statement from your taxes, meaning this is the money you've made, this is your expenses. Good morning, Charles Crafts. They're going to say, show us the difference. That's that profit and loss. So we talked about taxes, profit and loss. They're going to ask about your clients. They're going to say, how do you know that what you do to make money in your business is working? Can you show us proof? Proof could be pictures of you in action with your clients. Proof could be pictures of your clients themselves giving you a testimonial. Proof could be pictures of videos of you in action with your clients and your clients giving you testimonials. But they're going to want to see the proof sometimes. Now, every grant doesn't ask for this, but you want to have it ready because when they want to know more about you, want to know more about what you do, want to know how you're measuring what you do, you measure it through other people talking about your brand and what you do, right? Good morning, Meadows. And so that is the type of proof. Now, when they get into projections, they're talking about finances. So they're going to say, if you made a certain amount this year, what can you see yourself making in the next 12 months based on what you've already made? Okay, what do you want to make in the next 24 months or 36 months? Where do you really want to be? And of course, everybody wants to be $1 million business, but you have to be able to break those numbers down. $83,333 a month for the next 12 months over the next. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to sell product A, B, and C. Here's where grants come in. Here's what we're giving back to our community. You got to make it all make sense. Those go into your financial projections or what I've heard as business casting. So I sat in a finance meeting for a nonprofit organization, and they had a budget of $2 million. And so every single area line item on that $2 million budget is accounted for, from staff and what it takes to keep the heat on and the lights and all that good stuff. You have to break it down. And then I was reading an income report by a for-profit small business owner who knows everything from where their money goes every month, like, the little pay your internet and your phone bill, and then compare it to the money that you've made. The difference is your profit and loss. And then it's like, here's what we can see based on this report. Here's what we can see ourselves being this time next year and in 2 to 3 years. That gets into the projecting part of it. So it can make your head swim. It's best to work with an accountant and people who know their numbers, people who can know your numbers and help you make sense of it. But when you can show a grant that that's what you're doing, and then show them where they can plug in to help cut some of those costs and still help you make a difference in the community, that's where you get into the projections on your grant applications. Let me grab a charger. I forgot to plug my phone in. I was charging my headphones. There we go. Okay. What questions can I answer for you guys so far? You told me that you're Black women, you're for-profit, you're small business owners, you're seeking grants, you're based in the U.S., you're over the age of 18. Y'all told me that you have these business ideas. You told me that you've launched. Some of you are trying to start up, so you need a startup grant. Some of you are trying to get help with what you've already launched. You need what's known as a growth grant. So if you've already launched a business, you're making money, and you need a grant, you need what's known as a growth grant. And I break down the 2 checklists for business ideas and business growth in the 3-step grant guide that's a part of the mentorship called the Grant Game over at blackwomeningrants.com. We were talking through what comes in the Grant Game mentorship for $97, one-time payment, year-long access for the mentorship. blackwomeningrants.com. Let me try to type it in our chat. I don't think TikTok will let me pin it. It never does. But I will type it and y'all catch it, screenshot it, write it down, type it again, share with other people. This is what we are, and we got 5 spots in the program today. I'll be sending out the logins, your welcome packet, live on air today. So just letting you know, heads up, 7 up, www.blackwomeningrants.com. That's where to start. That's where to get more information. That's where to go if you're interested. That's where to go if you want to know what's in it. That's where to go to get signed up. That's where to go to see testimonials. blackwomeningrants.com. Okay? Now, Linda, what's your question? Put it in the form of a question. Link it to grants for what we're talking about today. And let's chat. In the mentorship as well, I talked about giving you a free 3 list of grants. It's over 200 grants on this list, and they total over $1.2 million. And so Lisa can tell you, we just take the list, we look through and see which ones we think we qualify for. We go through and read, we research, and we review. We research that opportunity. We read their rules, restrictions, and regulations, and we review the applications. What are they asking of us, from us, etc., so that we can make sure we're prepared before we submit that application. So we know we go in with confidence, right, Lisa? We confidently apply for those opportunities now because we know what we're talking about. We know what we're looking for. We know what the grants want to hear. And so, yeah, we're prepped. And so there are 3 grants. I'm going to be sharing these 3 with y'all tomorrow, Lisa, in the Fun Finders crew. And we're going to break down the rules, restrictions, and regulations. And I'm going to show y'all how to apply. Okay, so be prepared. Okay, be prepared. We're about to start applying at a higher level to make sure that we keep our name in the hat. So last year alone, I applied for over 42 grants. Okay, my win rate is currently $51,200 in these grants and grant funded opportunities. So I'm always looking for unique opportunities. I found 3 for my ladies, and I share those in what we call a pop-up perk as well. My private clients get the grants first. Now, when you join us in the mentorship, I'll give you the full list of grants today. If you want me to look for them and scour them and be like, oh, this will be perfect for her, then you join us privately, okay? Like Lisa, like Ashley, like Karen, like Eartha, like Dawn, like, I'm forgetting names. But y'all know if we work together privately. And so we have an opportunity that's out there coming up in March when Lisa and her cohort graduates. 2 more spots will open up in this program. And then I get a decision this week that's going to make the program even better. I'm so excited. I am so excited. So I email out and I share out with private clients and those in the mentorship other stuff that's on the radar that y'all may have missed. And I took a deeper look. I've read the fine print, read the terms and conditions. I'm looking at contracts and deliverables and eligibility. And so I've been doing that this week. And that's what I'm sharing with our mentorship crew and our private coaching clients this week over at blackwomeningrants.com. She said, I don't want to graduate. I love it. Well, let's see. We can talk about it because this just keeps getting better and better. So I went out to dinner last night and I said, let me take my notebook because I know ideas going to be flowing. And I got a really, really, really good idea that I'll be sharing with you guys real soon. I was trying to go live at the restaurant, but for some reason when I'm out and about, my internet is spotty because I guess it's trying to connect to the restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And it was loud and music and plates clinking. And I just gave up, child. And I ended up going shopping. I got some really cute shoes. Let me show you my shoes. So I got these. Guess where I got them from? Have y'all seen these yet? Because I hadn't. I was in a new area. Ain't they cute? I like them. Let me show you my other ones. Hold on. I got these. Y'all see this? I wasn't even into Hello Kitty, but ma'am, in my size. Come on, Hello Kitty. Where y'all think I got these from? I got frustrated. I was trying to go live with y'all and bring y'all with me, but it was not working. But take some guesses. Where y'all think them from? Let's see. Y'all ain't gonna never believe it unless y'all an avid shopper like me. Basically, I just need help with starting a notary business that I found you. Welcome, Linda. Ain't that cute? I think so too. So yeah, Walmart. Got them at Walmart, child. Y'all will see them trending on TikTok in a minute. I tried to beat the crowd this time. Because I was actually there looking for the other shoes that were trending. I got a pair, but I got them too big and I already wore them. So I'm going to just get another pair. It was like 25 bucks. So I was like, okay. We ain't going to make no big deal. We're just going to get our right size. Trying to stay up with the trend. So now I'm ahead of the trend. So I was like, oh, them so cute. So those are some of the shoes that I'm going to be wearing on stage when y'all come here to Atlanta with me in May. We're hosting a live event. I've been scouting locations, luxury locations. I'm going to still be comfortable, still be cute. I'm going to have on my Hello Kitties. I got some Barbies. Where are my Barbs? Oh, let me get the Barbies. Hold on. We got some Barbies. So, your girl going to be cute. Will y'all see me here in Atlanta? Your girl going to be cute. Okay. All from Walmart. Yes. So, when I see them in my size, I grab them. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be speaking in them. The last time I held a speaking event on stage, I had on my Converse. I be comfortable. So we're going to be learning. I'm going to be cute. I don't know about y'all. Y'all going to be cute. because I like to be cute in pictures and stuff when I'm speaking. So, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'm storing up. Some of y'all might see me in your city soon too, because I'm gonna be doing some traveling and wearing the Barbs and the Hello Kitties and the everything else that I bought. I can't show y'all. It's embarrassing. I be bored. So anyway, it's really, really exciting. Ain't they doing it, girl? I like to shop off the beaten path. And I saw some new spots. I was tired, so I was like, okay, that's part 2. We're going to pick up where we left off. So that's what I be out doing. I be preparing for my future. You know, they say dress for where you want to go. So when I be thrifting and getting my little sneakers, I'm waiting on 2 pair, actually. I was at Nordstrom earlier this week. I brought y'all with me. Was y'all there on the live? We went to their cafe here, ate bougily, did a little shopping. They didn't have my size. I got some Nike Dunks. I'm a really cute, casual, comfortable girl. So they didn't have my size in store, so they're going to ship them to me. They'll be at my front door at any moment. And then I'm waiting on some hot pink felines. I can't wait to share with y'all. So yeah, I'm a sneakers girl. I have 1,000% replaced heels with sneakers. I'm at that age. I've been at that age. I'm at that age, that size, that comfort level, that level of not caring. I ain't got nothing to prove. I don't have an ankle to spare to break. And this is a lot to try to juggle on some butter knives, okay? And so we're going to be comfortable. If Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, if they could do it, I could do it. Why not? Why not? We are rich. Let's go. Trying to get what I had, you know, get this money. So anyway, I feel like I can teach the same thing regardless of the shoes I got on. So they might as well be cute, right? Hey, Born. Girl, mine was pre-pandemic. I made myself a vow. I did not care. I hired a professional photographer and everything for my event. He got the perfect angle, showing them Converse, showing my jeans. I had on a blazer and a t-shirt. We might do blazers. We might not. I'm over it. I have paid my dues as a speaker. I have nothing to prove, babes. I'm going to be comfortable. And cute. Even my coach, he came up to me during his event. He was like, I like your kicks. I got some FUBUs. I was like, thank you, boo. Walmart's finest. Walmart's finest. Okay? So that's what I believe in, just enjoying what your money goes towards, especially because we work so hard. We work so hard. Hey, Janice, she is comfortable. All caps, exclamation points. Okay? So y'all can come cute in your consort dresses and your child. I might have on some joggers, some sneaks, and a t-shirt, but I'm going to teach you how to go get this money. Because what I got on don't matter with what I teach. You know, y'all ain't coming to me for fashion advice. I might inspire you, but you coming to learn how to make this money. So yeah. So yes, Shani, the private mentorship, which is built into the current mentorship, yes, there is another investment. Of course, I deserve it, right, Lisa? And it's going to be more. It's going to be twice as much by the time Lisa and Ashley graduate. I think something fell. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm on the way here. So yeah, it'll be twice as much as it is now. So get in. Way up in. And people are waiting to pay it. We have a wait list, babes. Yeah, so I put it out there. She said, okay. I was like, what shoe are they trying to be like? I wish I would have thought about it, because I could have looked it up and then decided, do I want to go with this one? Do I want to go with that? Or I just could do both. So thank you for letting me know that that's the error. Let me pull it up real quick. Because sometimes it is better to just go and get the brand name, which that's a brand name from back in the day, which is hard to believe. But let me look up. What color is that? Gray and pink Air Max women's. And let me see what our good friend Amazing is sharing over here. Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, they got purple and gold, child. That's a pretty purple eggplant. Okay, I can't be on here shopping with y'all, but thank you, girl. I was like, what shoe? I could have just took a picture and then looked it up too. That was helpful. Thank you. So I'm gonna go back and look at those, and if I think they're as cute as those, I'll order both. But yeah, for $25, child, and not going nowhere, I be buying this. I don't be going nowhere. I be sitting right here with y'all. We got some cute ones. I'm just adding stuff to the cart. What else we was talking about? Distractions. Okay, Let me pull up my other. So, blackwomeningrants.com, the mentorship. That's what we was talking about. Before we start talking about my shoes that I'm going to be speaking in. So y'all can be like, yup, she told us. So when y'all see me at these events, because I'm getting invitations, I prefer to do virtual speaking and training and all that, but I'll be getting out the house this summer at some point. Sure. And then we'll host a live event here in Atlanta in May. But for the most part, everything else is online, is a virtuality. And what else did I want to share with y'all? Y'all can ask me any questions that you have. I know we've talked about financial projections, launching, and ideas and what grants will be looking for from those phases. And I give you the checklist to those in the mentorship program. The mentorship is only $97. It's a one-time payment, and it gives you year-long access. Janice is in it as well. Two Gifted said, I read some grants and I don't feel confident in applying. What can I do to apply with confidence? Apply. I came during my hair appointment. I am committed. I wish you would have did your testimonial under the dryer. Man, she makes you feel confident. She got the cheat code. You should sign up. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you, girl. So now when I discover these secrets and stuff, I'm making a list, and the list gets longer and longer. And I'm like, man, we always go over time. I don't have enough time. But Stephanie, the site is blackwomeningrants.com for the mentorship. I only have 5 spots. And then there are other opportunities for us to work together deeper. I'm thinking of doing an opportunity for one person, because I ain't even going to say I don't got the time or the space. I just don't want to do it for a lot of people. I don't. So maybe opening up a spot for one person to get an hour-long conversation with me, do an application audit, and then give you some of the secrets that I share with some of my private coaching clients. Not all, because they really do put in the time. Like Lisa said, she showed up under the dryer. Like, she turned her camera on, and I just busted out laughing because she's sitting there under that dryer with that cap on with her laptop, and she was learning and getting it in. So I'm thinking of opening my calendar, but I really need y'all to be familiar with the grant game and what I teach in the mentorship program, in the book. Have done your work, because I refuse to get on there and try to teach you. Yeah. So, Born Ready says, I've been doing this for 13 years and no government or city grants. I don't teach government or city grants. I only do the for-profit, Black woman-owned small business grants. Teaching you how to go find them for yourself, apply with confidence, and some of the secrets that I use to get selected. So like the last time I used the secret I just taught Lisa and Ashley last week in our private coaching, I got selected out of 500 grant applications for a $50,000 grant opportunity. And so stuff like that is good, vital, important information. It takes time for me to figure this stuff out and time for me to teach it. And so that's why I can't just be on the phone listening to people dream and want to pick my brain and blah. I don't do none of that. That will drive me crazy. We will mysteriously have technical difficulties. The monthly Zoom with the mentorship is every first Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're live on Zoom, hanging out, talking, and getting your questions answered about where you are in the grant game, where you are in the book, finding funding, what questions you have about the grant applications you have out there, like if you feel stuck somewhere, all of that good stuff. You get to get help, and when you're in our mentorship on the call, you get first dibs on getting your questions answered. What other questions do you guys have for me? I mentioned we got 5 spots in the mentorship. I know we were going through what's in it. I keep losing the tab. Let me try to find it again. Hold on, y'all. It's getting mixed in with my shopping, thanks to somebody who mentioned Air Max, and I was like, let me go look at Amazon Air Max. Okay. So the mentorship has the Finding Funding ebook, the app that'll read the book to you, the grant game masterclass is going to break down what grants are, what they're not, and the 3-step grant guide that I told you about that will break down, if you're in the idea phase or in the launch phase, what grants really want you to have ready as you start applying. We talked about the 3 free lists of over $1.2 million in grants, with these 200 grants on the list that I send you from the mentorship. And then I did something called the Grant Game. It's an event I hosted. It's a replay. Our mentorship is all replays, audios, the book, workbooks, and then our Zoom call monthly. That's it. It's no specific time commitment, so you don't have to worry about trying to scramble and get your schedule together. We meet once a month live on Zoom. If you can make it, then come on. But in the grant game replay, I break down a $25,000 opportunity because it's easy to go out and find grants to apply for as a Black woman, for-profit, small business owner. Just do a quick search on Google, put those words in the search, Black woman, small business grants, and a list of grants will pop up. Applying for the grants, knowing what to say on the application, standing out and getting selected to win the grants, totally different game. So I teach you how to play that side of the game as you learn how to find and apply. And so anything $10,000 or less is considered a micro grant. You can do that easily on your own, just for what I teach you in the mentorship. And then for those who are trying to get to like 5 figures, 6 figures in funding, then you need the higher level coaching from me. And that's what we do together in our private coaching. But you gotta have one and the other. Mentorship to get to private coaching. I just hope y'all understand how this works. Because some people think they can call me, they can text me, they can inbox me, they can email me and get my time. And you can't. You can't. It's not how that works. So I broke down a 25K opportunity for those who are ready to seek higher grants. And so one of the ladies on the replay that you'll see in the grant game, her name is Dawn. And she went from just jumping in full speed. We worked together privately for 12 weeks. And she applied for her first 25K grant opportunity. It's like it just fell out of the sky, but we know it was Jesus. Okay, me and her were Christian women, and so she was asking for a grant specifically for traveling the world, going to conferences, learning from people in different countries about how to translate books into different languages. So she's a an independent publisher. I'm trying to think of the right term. But yeah, she wanted to travel internationally, bring that knowledge back to the States and vice versa. So help international authors, translate their books, sell them in the U.S. and vice versa. And so this grant opportunity came along. She and I went through it. She applied, and then she got that what we call that the high of the apply. When you hit submit and you like, oh, I did it. I'm done. Lisa, did you feel that way? I know you just applied for your first 40K grant this week. Congratulations. It's a high. It gets addictive. It's like, let me go find another grant to apply to. So now she is like unstoppable, got everything she need. And y'all meet her in the book, Finding Funding. That's Dawn. And it's like you just keep going higher and higher. So you get into that 5 figures of funding, 6 figures of funding, etc. And so it's easy to do once you know what to say when you show up for these applications. And so I teach you how to use tools like AI to play the grant game. And then I walk you through what the game really is. Because a lot of these rules are unwritten. They're unspoken. And so you got to know what you're getting into. Don't let nobody tell you different, because grants are not guaranteed. No one can guarantee you're winning a grant. If they are, you about to get scammed. So get ready. But it's a game and you got to know how to play it. And so I've been studying the game, helping create the game. I'm an advisor now. And I have spoken to, the last grant that I spoke to was a $100,000 grant. They had 5 $20,000 grants. They were looking for 5 women to come apply. Could y'all use 20K real quick? Just, a little shopping money, a little fun money. Let me know. Because they were looking for y'all. And I said, tell you what, I will train them. Teach them what y'all really want, because y'all ain't gonna tell us. Y'all have us guessing. I will teach them the secrets, and then I will share these opportunities. So that's what I'm doing with you guys. As I teach you, mentor you, you read the book, you work with me privately, etc., and you get insider insight to these bigger opportunities. And so that 100K opportunity asked me to go to their website, go through their website, tell them what they can do better, because they know I play this game to win. I'm a strategist, honey. I'm like, I'm not a fighter. I'm not I don't need the spotlight. I'm somewhere in the back reading the fine print, reading in between the lines of what's not being said. And when I show up, you're going to swear I cheated. You're going to swear it was a technicality. No, babes, I just know how to play. So if you want to learn the grant game, I'm like, girl, did you know? And then I can't wait to share what when I do it and it works. I'm like, who can I tell? Where can I? So you want to be in my world. That's how I look at grants. It ain't about gatekeeping, blah, blah, blah. Because if I already won, what I'm keeping a gate for? I ain't got time for that. Hire somebody else to do that. I'm about to go win again. Y'all coming? That's how I look at it. Right. So Lisa said, sure could win it, use that 20K. Okay. And you like, girl, it's inevitable. That's what one of my coaches told me. She's like, when you're working at this, your success is inevitable. You can't stop it. You can't prevent it. If you're showing up, doing the work, you leaving here with something. Ain't that what Nancy said? I'm leaving here with something. Mm-hmm. So I told you how I send you pop-up perks, sharing what these opportunities are when they come across my desk. We do open office hours live once a month on Zoom every first Saturday. And they go really, I have a lot of fun. The ladies have fun. We do after parties. If you got a question, we can hang out later. And then there are other programs built into the mentorship that you guys get to come in and be a fly on the wall, learn from those, and then join us privately. It's no pressure. It's all open. It's at your own pace. You don't have to rush through this. The money is out there. So that's why I teach you the game through the boot camp we just did 2 weeks ago. We hung out on New Year's Eve for a 2-day event. And we talked about the difference between like nonprofit grants, for-profit grants, what really goes into this paperwork, and how we got it good on the for-profit side. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, winner, as you could tell, of over $51,200 in grants and grant-funded opportunities. And I'm teaching you the game, honey, the grant game. If y'all hear that term anywhere else, they stole it from me because God gave it to me. Okay? All right. Anyway, I also interviewed Deanna Joy, who sometimes pops on here with us. She won $55,200 within like a few weeks. She jumped in. She's in the grant game. She read the book, the Finding Funny ebook, and then she went and applied and won $50,000 for her. She's a nonprofit grant writer, but she won $50,000 for her nonprofit grant using what I teach her. Now she's a for-profit business, so then she turned around and reapplied what I teach her, and won $5,000 for her business. And then she's also getting paid from the inside out for winning these grants as well. Like, it's just an ongoing streak once you learn how to play. I also share our replays here on TikTok because if you're new here, you've missed a lot, girl. This is episode 114. I've sat here 114 times over the last 8 months. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours with y'all at a time teaching this stuff. So you got a lot to learn. But it's real good, though. We have fun. We talk about everything, including grants and winning grants. And we celebrate a lot of our grant readers and where they are with applying for these grants. So we've set goals this year. We're at the top of a year, midway through a new month. Now is the perfect time to start applying for grants so that as these quarters start wrapping up and then you get to the end of this year, you start getting those decisions in. You start getting those winnings in. You start getting those congratulations letters. Those, here's how you can improve. There's still time to apply, get feedback on your grant applications because some of these grants have started offering feedback. I love grants like that because they're teaching you how you can make your application better. And then you go out and reapply and then you start seeing the results. You become a better grant applicant when you study why you didn't get it yet or when yet or getting rejected or what are the lessons you need to learn from that? Because again, grants are not guaranteed. Every grant you apply for, you're not going to get right away. But imagine applying a second and a third time and winning because you actually took their feedback, applied it, and did better the next time around. Like, that's how I look at it. Okay? Yep. I've been winning since before 2024, but we gotta keep winning at a higher level. Like, I don't want to wait because we don't have to wait. And that's what I love about grants. All you got to do is find one, apply better every time, and keep applying. That's the secret to winning grants. It's no shortcut. There is work just like with anything. You got to study the process. You got to play the game and play to win. So all of that is what I offer in the mentorship over at blackwomenandgrants.com. So when you join us, this is what you got to look forward to. Any questions? If you're just jumping in, we're talking about grants, girl. Winning grants and receiving grants and looking for grants and getting mentored on grants and all things grants. And I love it because it's a new world that a lot of people don't know exists. So now's the perfect time to be a part of this world because we're getting first dibs. We don't get sloppy seconds, child. We be the first one to know about these new opportunities on the market. Like, there's an event happening in Miami from two ladies who... There are 2 opportunities to win a grant. They got one for people attending virtually, which I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do virtual because it's too last minute for me to try to jump on a flight and all that good stuff. But They're doing a pitch competition live with investors in the audience for a chance to win millions. Not win millions, but get millions invested into your business, because you got to give up a certain portion of the company. And then they also have some other opportunities where they've had grants out for a minute, and they're Black women. That's what I love about this space. The opportunities that I'm winning are coming from other Black women. Now, I've won some from white coaches and different races represented on their boards who make these decisions on grant applications. But I love when my checks come from other Black women as well, because they get it. So seeing us as a community come together and fund each other's businesses and then go out and teach what we're learning, that's what this is about for me. That's the business Black women in grants are standing on, okay? So what questions can I answer for you guys about anything that we've talked about so far? Are you learning anything? Any aha moments, any takeaways? My little sandwich over here then got a little lukewarm, I'm sure. But I'm going to still eat it, you know? Oh, I forgot I got eggs, too. What questions y'all got? Put them in the chat. I'm going to go get my eggs out the microwave, okay? And yes, I said microwave. Judge me, please. Oh, God. I got my eggs. Y'all ever seen one of these? Little contraption. And just put it in the microwave. Look at them eggs. I put mushrooms in there too. I'm about to eat it on my sandwich. So I'm doing a chicken and egg. Same thing I would pull through a McDonald's drive-thru and get, but better. Cause what? We got McDonald's money, and we got McDonald's at home. That's what I meant to say. Oh. What questions can I answer for you about grants? If you got them. I've been doing most of the talking. Y'all talk to me now. Where y'all at? Any questions? Talk to me. And let me know. Lisa, you got any more questions? Let me know. Since you VIP in the house on today. Are there any questions about grants? What should we have on our socials that will help? Oh, we talking about that tomorrow. You be cheating. You be looking at my notebook. We talking about that tomorrow, girl, in the mentorship. But let me tell you real quick. Listen up, because you catch this, okay? We don't know who on here. Take the work we've already done, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk in code. Or as my coach says, you be talking cryptic. What does that mean, sir? Take the work we've done, copy it, and go post it on social. Look back over what we've done. See how it makes sense as a social media post. So if someone said, Lisa, what do you do? And you know how you so right. You see that, girl? It's real simple, but it makes a lot of sense when you look at it like that. Now I can show you how to develop it into the story with the videos and the pictures and the, put the feels to it. But when you look at what you already got, what you've already shared, what I've already helped you with, you got a whole content calendar. Yeah. It wasn't that deep, was it? You thought it was going to be complex. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. So we can spill more of the tea tomorrow during class, and I give you specific examples of how I use it. So I'm checking emails, I'm sending emails, and those of you who are joining us in the grant game, oh, that's what I was doing. I was in the middle of sending the email. I got distracted. So let me get this email out. And let's see. We are emailing. Okay. Chantel. Check your inbox. And welcome, my dear. Anyone else have questions? I'm excited about tomorrow, too. You're welcome. Any other questions? Y'all let me know if y'all want to talk about more grant tips. I'm here for it. If I missed your comment from earlier, just repost it, please, and thank you. As long as it's asking about grants, grant funded opportunities, I'm happy to chat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions? Any other takeaways? Thank you, Liz. And if you are there trying to use if you're on the blackwomaningrants.com site and you selected to join us in the mentorship program and you are using Affirm or Cash App or Afterpay, just take your time and go through the full process to make sure it has all the information. Because I'm getting notifications and it'll tell me, that it was missing information or the transaction wasn't complete because it was missing something. So just take your time. I know y'all be excited. But we got 3 people who have tried these options and it's not completed or it's canceling y'all out. So I see y'all trying to get in, but take your time and go through it. Because the information you enter is what we have on file, and it's where we send you your welcome packet and all that too. All right. Any other questions about grants? Y'all let me know. Oh, I was looking through my cards as well. Chantel, did you get your email? Let me know, because sometimes it gets stuck in spam. You got it. Yay. Cool. What questions can I answer for you guys? What's your takeaway from today so far? Like, what have you learned so far? Especially those of you who are joining us in the mentorship. What was that one thing that you were like, oh, okay, I need to be there with her. Let me know. It's Michelle Obama's birthday. It's my coach's birthday too. He just sent out an email connecting the two. He's a marketer. Okay, cool. Oh, our business plans always require to apply for grants? No. So I put out 42 grant applications last year. Only one asked for a business plan. So no, it's not always a requirement. So don't let that stop you or stress you out. In Fun Funders, it was the AI resource. Amen. That's everybody's favorite. Because everybody's anti-AI until you learn how to use it. And I study it. Techniques for using it. And then when I find stuff on accident, child. Intrigued about socials. Yeah, social media is a big thing when it comes to grants because you'll start to see, like I don't know which application it is, but it's one we'll be talking about tomorrow, Lisa, where they're going to ask you what's your socials. They want TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else is out there. And yes, they go through it. So if you're telling them you're this big time business owner, or you're about to be this big time business owner, and they're looking on your page, they're looking for, do you talk about what you say you do in your business? Not celebrity gossip and your page is private because you don't want Ray Ray and Pookie from high school to find you. They're like, is she on there talking business? Now, they also want to know if they select you as their winner, how would their brand look with what you've been posted? Because if you're used to talking about Pookie and Ray Ray, just because they gave you a grant, how that's going to make them look? Because now they're going to be like, oh, they take ghetto people. Let me go apply for this grant too, girl. I don't know, I'm just... Anyway, but yeah, they look, they stalk, they tell you. They're going to be looking. Because when you win, they want you to post them. And vice versa. They're going to post you on their socials. They're going to put you in their Instagram stories and their reels, on their main posts. They're going to put you on their website, their email newsletters. People are going to link back to you. So they're like, do we want to send our good people to all the drama on the site. So it's your image, it's their image, and this is in perpetuity, meaning forever and ever. Amen. Some grants have asked that you make a post as you apply, telling people you're applying. So they're using you to get your people to come apply, which creates more competition for you. So imagine you winning because you told people about it and you bringing people to them. It's a business deal. How do we look doing business with you? How will you make us look doing business with you? And then they'll tell you, they expect you to post once you win, and then they're going to post you. So yeah, it's a big deal. So what are you discussing? That's why some people are nervous. Like, do I need a business page? Do I need a personal page? Is a grant really going to look? Yeah, they do. They look. Some of them are on here now, y'all. They be on my lives. They be on my Facebook page. There's a guy, there's a grant where they show who apply or who reviews the applications, and they show the faces, the profiles, the people who are judging our applications. And so I go look up those people. Some of those people are heavy hitters here on TikTok. One guy had like 50 million people or something like that. Or was it 50 million views? I don't know. But I just felt vulnerable because I'm like, oh my God, they're here? They're real? Yeah, they are. You got celebrities grading some of these. They're like influencing some of these grant decisions because they're some of the check behind it. So when you think of it like that, yeah, they have a right to go through your stuff. They showing their stuff, and letting you make the connection. And so what are you posting? Is it relevant to what you say you do in your business? And so you do need to have your content to where if you say, I teach this, they can go on your page and see how you've done it. They can see testimonials. They can see you in action. It's like your literal receipts, you proving what you say, because grants want to see that you take your business serious. They're not your like cash cow, if you will. So they're not, this is a one-time payment that's going to make a big deal because it goes down in history as you were their winner for this grant during this season. And so if you know your stuff is ratchet, if you know you're going to switch up and start talking about something else later or do a rebrand, quote unquote, know that going in. Yeah, I mean, so that's how it makes sense. Vera, I just emailed you. Let me know you got it, and welcome. But no, for real, because some people, and I deal with a lot of church people because my main business is training Christian coaches to become certified life coaches. So we super holy, we super spiritual, we're super judgmental, even though we're not supposed to be. So you got church people that's like, praise the Lord, hallelujah. If you was a better Christian, you will be blah, blah, blah. But then you want a grant to give you money. Number one, they already skeptical because of who we are as Christians. Judgmental, super holy. So they like judgmental, super holy. So they like, let us go to her page and see what she's talking about. And then you on there giving scripture, slapping people with the Bible, judging people, condemning parents, everybody going to hell. Shut enough for to give you their money. They like, I know this dollar bill saying God we trust, but And because now you mad. Because you already feel like you begging for their money, and you should feel like that. Because now you on here impersonating a business owner when really you just a soapbox preacher. So that's a different way to raise money for that. So you gotta, what's your stance? What's your point of view that you expect a grant to back you up for and write you a check for? It's real. And good morning, Tootie. These people you do have black women, you do have Christians that are on this board as well. So they are also looking at you. And I'm not saying they're judging you as a person or your lifestyle, because many grants are open to LGBTQIA, they're open to disabled, they're open to military veterans. They're just matching the receipts with who you tell them that you are, with what the opportunity they have. And if they go to your socials and none of it lines up, you're out of alignment. And they literally grade you on alignment with the mission of the grant. That's in the Finding Funding ebook. We talk about that in the programming. That's part of the rubric. We're going to talk about rubrics tomorrow during class, Lisa. But yeah, they tell you this is how we score your grant application. You came to us asking you for money. We didn't come to you. We didn't find you. We didn't convince you to let us bless your business. And so if y'all getting that in your inbox, the people coming to you saying you're winning $13,900, send us money. We can guarantee it. You about to get scammed because grants don't come to you. You come to them. You sought them out. And so they're like, well, prove to us, tell us how what you do in your business aligns with what this grant is for, and we would love to partner. And that's what they're looking for, partnership. So when you consider all of that, you know, when you think of social media like that versus are they judging me? What are they looking for on my page? Blah, blah, blah. Now you're freaking out because you know what your post been like. Now don't try to go delete everything now because you already done applied for the grant. But I'm just saying, moving forward, these are things to keep in mind. Okay? Okay. Any questions? Mm-hmm. Vera, check your spam and let me know if it's in there. You should have an email from me. Yep. Tootie, you've been on here a couple times. Have you done a grant search yet? You can put grants. As long as you businesswoman, put grants for business grants for women with disability. Let me know what you find. They're grants for everything. You're welcome, Janice. I like how you showing up and learning, girl. I be seeing you. You be quiet, but I be seeing you. Now that's interesting. Yep, Tootie. You got it. You know what to do. You just want me to tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. I got a mouthful of food. Anyway. Lonnie says, I think I've been afraid to try grants, thinking I'm too small. That's interesting. You don't need all the social networks. You just need the one that you're big on. Like we're biggest here on TikTok with 60,700 y'all today. And that's all the proof it takes for people to say, oh, she really is doing this. Let me go see what she posts. One thing I love about myself is just like I talk to y'all on here, knowing that they could be on here watching. And just like I talk to y'all on TikTok, knowing they could go on there and watch. It's the same person y'all get on the Zoom calls and private coaching and in person. I can't switch up because I forget who I was. I gotta be consistency. So that's one thing I pride me on. I don't code switch. I might, make sure that you can understand what I say when I speak when we're talking checks. And some people call that speaking white, and you can call it whatever you like. Just you spell it A-N-D. I'm gonna let you know how to spell my name. Hello, Keela. How are you? So, there's that. Be consistent. Yeah. That's my point. Happy New Year. If you're on several, you have to display what you've done. Yeah, I want to see why not. Like if you told a grant, I got a business page on every social media platform, and they go look, and you ain't never posted, or you ain't posting about what you say you do in your business. What's WOF? Word of faith. Let me look at your profile. Yeah, business versus person. Wow. Welcome to our with Dick and Al. That's my friend. That mean you here in cold, hot Atlanta with us today too, right? Glad to still be connected, of course. BBI babes. Glad they still be good. Not that. I miss them brothers. Hopefully they'll come back and do their yearly event. Yes, girl. Now, what was your business? Remind me. I spoke there so many times. I told Dick and Al, don't call me no more. I said, I'll send y'all a speaker. It ain't gonna be me. Love me some Dick and Al. What questions y'all got? What's your ahas and takeaways? How Timmy, impact partner, project management, and creative direction. All right now. Love it. What questions do you have about grants? Let's chat. Thank you. I got it in spam. I figured y'all be panicking. Somebody emailed me this morning with a whole attitude. I was like, girl, thank God I know Jesus, because she said, who else I got the email? Good morning, Saints. How we doing? Saints. God is good, Saints. God is good. Girl. Mm-hmm. What other questions do you guys have? How can I help? Let me know. Okay, I'm checking emails, y'all. So, y'all have a question? Let me know. I'm happy to answer. If not, I'm gonna go call my coach for his birthday. I'm a birthday girl, so I was raised to celebrate and be celebrated on your birthday. He wasn't. He grew up in foster care, and I don't know what it's like to not be celebrated. So I have to give people their flowers while they're here. So I'm gonna definitely call and give him a shout out. And just, it's always good to be thought about, right? Be celebrated, be checked in on. So the fact that he sent out a whole email to his list talking about it's his birthday, that's new for him. Probably because I've been talking about birthdays. Like, why won't you celebrate yourself? Dang. Especially when you helping people. We want to celebrate you. Yeah. So, I'm going to call him and check in. But yeah. You like birthdays too? Yeah. I'm a birthday girl. And then people ask me, because my birthday is in November, and they're like, what you do for your birthday? I celebrate me all year. So my birthday is just another day for me. But I do, I keep it in mind and just celebrate. We're here another year. Some people didn't make it. Some people not as healthy as you. Some people not as blessed as you. There's always a reason to celebrate. I don't believe in just doing it once a year. I know some people don't like the spotlight on them and stuff like that. I'm like that. But I celebrate myself instead of waiting on someone else to come do it for me. Because, child, I still be sitting way. And I hate when people do that. Like, oh, you didn't call me on my birthday. You didn't give me no gift. You didn't say nothing. How was somebody supposed to read your mind? Or you said, oh, you ain't got to give me nothing. Well, I ain't get you nothing. You better celebrate yourself. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Amen. And then people follow your lead, babes. That's how that works. So if you see me shopping all year, you know on my birthday I expect some, right? Mm-hmm. Yours is December. You're a Sagittarius, babe, too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. And it's like you have to, as one of my old church colleagues used to say, you have to teach people how to treat you. So if you're calling everybody on their birthday, you're checking them on their birthday, guess what? When your birthday comes, if they care enough, it's scheduled in their calendar, they know to at least call and check on you because you called and checked on it. At least that's, what we would think adults would do, but here we are. So yeah, my thing is just, I be trying to remember people's birthday because how genuine is it to just be looking at your calendar one day, it's not on the calendar, and you're like, it's my coach's birthday. Let me call and say happy birthday. And I've been getting on his nerves about his birthday because I kept misremembering. I'm like, it's your birthday today? And he keeps telling me the right day. But I'm trying to get him to talk about it more because he just won't. And he has a set of twins, and their birthdays are a week before his. So, of course, mom makes sure that the kids are celebrating and all that. And I'm like, you got to do that for you too, sir. So, yeah, it's interesting. I just thought everybody was like that because that's how we were raised. Like, I have two brothers. And we knew when our birthdays came, number one, our mom would remind us, it's your birthday. Number two, we got to choose where we went to eat. That's why I love eating so much. And you were like the boss of the day. You were celebrated that day. I remember in my first surprise birthday party at 7 years old, I cried because I was like, who is all these people? I just woke up from a nap. I don't know y'all. Why y'all yelling at me? So I cried. I was mad. But I took them gifts, and I remember the gifts. I got a little carriage, a little pink carriage for my Cabbage Patch doll. Like, I've always been celebrating on my birthday. And I know the older we get, it has less meaning, blah, blah, blah. But what if you kept that tradition going? It apparently meant something to me. So, yeah, I know if nothing else, send a text, call, stop by, send a gift, call them and see if they want to go out to eat. Little stuff. It's great to be thought of. But I didn't know everybody didn't do that. So, if you in my world, child, what you doing on your birthday? Any plans? Where we finna go eat at? It's the one day a year I'm gonna offer the treat. If you don't take it, you ain't gotta worry about me ever offering again. You wanna go eat? Okay. I love birthdays. I love celebrating yourself. So I'm just like, it's what I do for me. Why not do it for other people and show them how it's done? And don't have to be big, extravagant. Like I probably won't host my own parties and stuff. Friends have asked me to do that. You asking me to plan a party for my birthday, but you want to celebrate me. No, thank you. Then I got to beg you to come. No, thank you. But if you want to jump on this moving train, I'm going to be somewhere. I'm going to be in the spa. I'm going to be somewhere eating. I'm going to be somewhere celebrating me. If you want to meet up, we can do that. But I ain't waiting on you. And please don't wait on me to invite you. But I'm going to be somewhere celebrating myself. But then again, that's an everyday occurrence for me. Not just on my birthday. So anyway, that's my little rant about that. That's part of being thankful. Amen. Still have your Cabbage Patch. Girl, I wonder where LaToya at. That was my black Cabbage Patch doll. Her name was LaToya. I used to grease her scalp. Cabbage Patch didn't have no hair. I used to grease LaToya's scalp. Girl, her name was LaToya. Black Cabbage Patch doll now with her little dimple. I don't know what happened to LaToya. That was her name. Now you gonna make me go find a black Cabbage Patch named LaToya. LaToya was with me through thick and thin, honey. I don't know why I named her that, but I did, and I remember her little, because the little carriage will bounce, like when you lay her down, you can bounce the carriage. I remember all that. That was at 7 years old. I am 43. Birthdays matter. Then I had a kid sister. I called her Chrissy. She was white. Couldn't find a black one, I guess, but I took it. My brother had a black my buddy. Little dark skin, curly hair. I remember the box came in and everything. Shoot. Your birthday came. Girl, y'all laughing, not for real. Birthdays, girl. Memories. So yeah, everybody didn't have the memories though. Yours was Taryn. She had hair. Mine had hair like you could put it in a ponytail, but honey, you split that in half. That was all scalp. So yeah. I've never got a chance to go to Cabbage Patch Land, so maybe I'll add that to my list and see how they born. I think that may creep me out at this age, but I would have appreciated it as a child. But yeah, girl. I was the only girl and the oldest child, so all these like thoughts and memories, I ain't had nobody to share them with. Then my brothers came along; they was not interested in nothing like that. They would play football and They was bad. My brothers was bad. They still bad. Anyway, so I didn't have a sister to play with. Um, so yeah, I stayed in my room a lot. Me and my dolls, they smart too, cause I taught them everything. Y'all think I be teaching y'all? That's where it started. I take them out on the front porch and teach, play school. Then I go gather some neighborhood kids. They always say if you want to know what you're going to end up doing with your life, look back on your childhood. On the porch with all my dolls lined up against the wall, I'm taking names, I'm taking attendance, and I'm teaching. And then I'm going to go knock on my neighbor's door. I'm going to go knock. So we had Arity. She was next to me. They was younger than me, so they had to listen to me. I was the boss. I've always been the boss. Then we had D. D was on the end. I lived in a low-income project community, but we was on the back. So our side it was nice. It was clean. It was quiet. I was a neighborhood babysitter. And yeah, first entrepreneur, 9 years old. My mom taught me to go through the neighborhood, collect cans, put them in a bag, take them to Walmart, get quarter per can. So I was rich as a 9-year-old, business owner. My mama kept me, yeah, she raised me right. Entrepreneur. Then I read the most books in the neighborhood. Won money for that. I talk about that in the book. That picture is real. 9-year-old me. It was my mom trying to keep my brain busy because I was that child. I could have been that problem child. So she's like, let me find some entertainment for this child because I'm half her and half my daddy. Lethal. You better give me something to do. I'm about to tear this house up. So, yeah. But I was the daughter she prayed for. She wanted a girl. She had surgery and everything and had me. Ta-da! Literally the answer to someone else's prayers. You saw it? That's me and my mama. That was my road dog. And then I became a teenager and she didn't know what to do. So she kicked me out. And here I am. Look just like her. Act like her. I think I'm nicer though. But she passed at 47. So I'm 43. So that's why I say you got to celebrate you. Everybody didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't yell at her to be like, you didn't tell me my back and my bones hurt just because the wind blows today. So there's that. So you got to be thankful. You got to celebrate yourself. But yeah, she instilled some hardcore foundational values that I am forever grateful for because everybody didn't even have that. Little stuff like today when I was putting on perfume. And I remember having this conversation with another friend that talked about like stuff that if you didn't have like a black mama, you don't know. So your pressure points for your perfume, where to put them in. And I remember, my mama don't know. I knew this. I knew a lot of stuff I shouldn't have known because I was listening to her conversations. But I heard where they put their perfume and why. And so I was putting on my perfume today and I thought about my mama. And I was like, now that's some stuff. Because now I'm seeing TikToks talk about like how to make your perfume last longer and how to basically bathe your body. And I'm like, that is so basic to me growing up in a black mama household, But everybody wasn't blessed with them conversations. They didn't know to wash your feet and the crack of your butt. Like, what do you mean? You ain't covered and lathered in soap and so. What do you mean, girl? But everybody didn't know. So, child. My mom taught me a lot, and then I took it from there. She taught me what I needed to know to stay alive and to survive. And now, I heard Oprah mention the older you get, like every 10 years, you fall into like the next generation of basically attitude. So she said by the time you get to 40, you don't care. And now I see it. Just like I told y'all, I got my shoes. I ain't setting no heels. I ain't setting no contour, nothing. Because my body ain't contour, babes. We working on that. So what I look like, looking pregnant in the front and the back and trying to be sexy with some heels on. I'm asking for trouble. Let me go get me some tennis shoes, some joggers, and a t-shirt and teach just like I spent $1 million on this. Like, that's all. I know it's real, but conversations are needed. Have to be had. Everybody's not having them, and we need to be having them because the village looks different these days. The village is on TikTok, babes, sharing secrets, and all the secrets ain't secrets, or they shouldn't be. So there's that. But yeah, girl, that's part of the mission of what I do with Black Women in Grants. When I started my very first business and wrote my very first book, my first book is a teen empowerment book. It was sharing secrets to growing up. I'm like, what would I have wanted to package from my knowledge of being 16 and growing up as a black girl in America, that these conversations are not being had in the home? And I wrote that book for that girl. And when two teens read the book before it came out, and they said, when your next book coming out? I was like, oh, they really do need this. And they enjoy reading it. So apparently, it was a conversation that needed to be had. And that's when I knew. And it went from girls to women. Because now we're talking about money. Money's a hard conversation. So when y'all come on here and say, I am overwhelmed, I don't like getting rejected, I am in full fear of applying for these grants, I feel like I'm begging for money, I don't want to have to ask nobody for help, I had to stop operating my business because I wasn't making money. And I'm like, all you have to do is change your mindset. So here I am, still having the important conversation, helping us to calm down collectively, because I get anxiety too. I get mad and an attitude too. I feel like, just write us a check because you know we need the money. But you also have to prove your model. But imagine coming from a place where you're so well versed and so educated in who you are, what you do, why you do it, and who you do it for, that no matter who you tell, they be like, well, my checkbook, girl, because I love it. Take my money. And I've had that. I have had threats from people like, if you don't let us invest in you, if you don't let me in your program, it's white people usually because I just work with black people. But they have threatened me because it's our community. It's exclusive to us. We're having the conversations that should have been had centered around money. And it's invite only. Because it's necessary. Because when we're excluded, ain't nobody saying nothing. But when we create these communities for ourselves, everybody want to get in. So there are people who want your seat right here today. They want to come in. Why you ain't helping white people? Why you ain't helping men? I never said I didn't help them. I said this is a community for black women. So they coming in ready to argue. And I'm like, Plies, you want to argue? I can't argue with you. You mad. And I'm like, that's just giving me more fuel because I'm a strategist. So now you thinking you can't get in, she don't want us in, she excluded. No, I ain't saying none of that. I said this is a community for black women. If you're not a black woman, this community is not created for you. However, y'all saw we had a man in here. He's probably still in here. He's being real quiet, which is a smart thing to do. You come in, you learn, you get what you need, and go apply it, boo. That's all it takes. But this community is for black women, for profit, small business owners. We had the same argument with nonprofits. What about nonprofits? Do you help nonprofits? Are you a grant writer? Do you write grants for nonprofits? This is a community for black women, for profit, small business owners. You see? And what I feel in me is that big sister energy. Because my brothers know when they're trying to get something from me, it's the way you got to approach me, babes. And my friends now know. They hate it. But you asking me for something, you coming in demanding it? I'm like, oh, we about to play. I told y'all this is the grant game. Oh, y'all not going to tell us what y'all want in these applications? Let me see how to win. Who's winning the money? How did they win it? What's the strategy? Because now we about to play. I'm about to drive you crazy, and you're going to give me this money just to get rid of me. Then I'm going to send more like me to come win this money. And they're going to be like, you know, Dr. AJ Austin, no, we so tired of her. We love her because she's smart. Then they turn around and say, okay, well, how did you get us to write you that check? You want me to teach you how I just got you to write me a check from your business? Okay. Pay me. So those are the conversations that I'm having now. Literally. Pay me. If y'all go back and watch the Us Win Entrepreneur of the Year, it's on our TikTok page. They gave us the award for Entrepreneur of the Year. And then turned around and tried to get me to give some tips on how we grew TikTok so fast. And I said, hire us for a workshop and let's talk. They sent an email saying, we still want to do that workshop. I said, let's talk money. So that's how that works. Strategy. It's a game. You got to play that game, babes. All money. Ain't that good? Michelle, what's your question? That's how that works. You can. Yep. Any other questions? No, crowdfunding is, if I said Michelle, Lisa, Stacy, She Gives Life, T. Jones, and Janice donate $10 to Black women in grants. That's crowdfunding. In exchange, I give you this, this, and this. A grant says, hey, Dr. AJ Austin, here's an opportunity to apply for $50,000 for what you do in the financial literacy space for Black women named Michelle, Janice, Lisa, Stacy, She Gives Life, T. Jones, and everybody else is here. Tell us a little bit more about what you do so we can understand how we can come in and partner with you to help make it better. And once you win this money, show us how you'll spend it within a 3-month time frame. And we got you. Just apply. And your application, congratulations, has been accepted. Out of 500, we'll render our final decisions on the 18th of January. And this is a true story. We'll also give you feedback on your application so you can keep applying for these 5-figure opportunities. That's a grant. They're going to grant, gift, and give me the money. I owe them nothing but an application about the work I'm already doing in my business. See how that works? In the meantime, I'm teaching Janice, Lisa, Michelle, Stacy, She Gives Life, T. Jones, and everybody else on here how to go out and do the same thing. Apply for these grants, stand out, have these conversations about what you do in your business. Get mentorship around someone who is doing it, not just talking about it, not just giving theory, not giving misinformation, but doing it. And come along for the ride and do it with me. So that's the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com called The Grant Game, because that's how you play the game. Make sense? Any other questions? Let me know. All right, y'all. My toes cold, my legs cold. Space is on. I'm wrapped up, layered up, socks on, shoes on. I'm gonna get on top of the mattress warmer, underneath 2 blankets, like a burrito. That's what I'm gonna be. Full. So you know I'm going to sleep. Happy. It's a hungry dance. What's the L3C? I used to think that you had to be in hardship to get it. That's a good. That. I like you, Lisa Noble. That is a good point. We need to talk about that coming up on a future grant. Because it's not true. I talked to a guy last year who they got a $500 grant. And he said some of his applicants are multi-6-figure businesses as well. And I was like, what do they need $500 for? I was applying to be nosy to see what their process was so I can come teach y'all. And it's an eye-opener. So, nah, you ain't got to be no hardship. I'm a multi-6-figure business and be applying for grants. I do it for my clients. And I like teaching y'all. I love sharing what I know. Y'all my new Cabbage Patch dolls. Y'all are the new Latoya and Chrissy, okay? So this is our front porch. Got all my dolls lined up. Hey, dolls. Y'all are my new dolls, okay? I'm teaching y'all what I learned in school today. But one thing is, you do not have to be in hardship. You do not have to be broke. Because they say also, like, the wealthier you get, like, think about people like Kim Kardashian who still get free stuff. And we be like, this she do not need nothing free. But that's how it be. Just because you got money or you getting money, don't mean that you don't want more money. It don't mean you don't like free stuff or sales and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, same concept, but I love it. I love that question. Can you let us know the myths? Ooh, look at you. Bringing up a good topic. Okay, myths. The myths of grant funding. Like what, though? Because myths can be on both sides. Like, there's a myth that grants are hard to get. It's not true. You just got to be consistent. I'm sure this is one of my TikTok topics as well. Let me think. Let me give you like a few more. Well, that's a myth that you got to be in a hardship or you got to be broke to get a grant. The myth is grants are only for nonprofits. Not true. There was a lady on here trying to argue with me the other day, and she was seconds away from getting blocked. And I said, ma'am, real calm. When I get calm and soft and smile. Anyway, so yeah, no, that's a myth. That you got to be nonprofits. I get the same money nonprofits get. I've helped nonprofits get money. We got a nonprofit grant writer in the mentorship that is making money off of what I taught her. Let me think of another one. Myths. The grants are a scam. Only people who are not applying to grants and winning think grants are a scam because they ain't winning. That's like saying, you cheating just because you keep losing a game because you don't know how to play. So of course you're thinking it's a scam. But when you know what to watch out for, you don't get scammed. You're like, when you know how to do that psych move, that almost got me, dodgeball. When you know how to psych them out, you know how to play. So that's like, you can't be playing dodgeball and I'm dodging the ball, but you mad at me because you can't hit me. You cheating. How? I just know how to play. I know how to predict them. What, look, camp? Okay. So those are some myths. Hopefully that helped. L3 is a low profit liability company. It's from LSC. Yeah, that's too technical, child. Anybody can get a grant. It don't matter what type of business you got. They don't get that specific. So that's a myth too, thinking you got to have a business plan and got to have all the technicalities figured out. I give you a checklist of what grants that I've won have asked for on the application before writing me the check. That's it. When we got our heads overthinking it. Because if you like, I need a grant that only helps LC3s or L3. I don't know. Let me know what you find, because I don't know nothing about that. My cousin did you cheat at my... No, you would just lose it. Now, Monopoly and Uno, honey, and spades, child. Them cuss words in the black household. My grandma kept the Monopoly game on the dining room table. It was always missing pieces, too, grandmama. But, yeah, get you somebody to know how to play. Like, before Toys R Us went out of business, I went on a shopping spree for all the board games. And then I downsized and I gave all my games to my friend because I knew we would all at least meet up at her house and play. So we had all the games. And when I beat you the first time, you can't ask for a rematch because now you done learned how to play. Nope, I just won, babes. I don't want to play again. It's boring now. I beat you. Why would I? So, yeah. I'm not competitive, am I? Not competitive. That's like the win. Winning is fun. But I also don't get mad when somebody else wins and be like, you cheated. No, they just know how to play. Let me learn from them. That's literally how I learned this grand game. Watching others win. Because I'm like, if they can win, I can too. What you do? What's your secret? And I call them, hey girl, I saw you won. What'd you put on your paper? Now when they say this, what that mean? I ask my teachers. That's what one of my math teachers wrote in my yearbook when I graduated. She said, keep asking questions. And I had an A in her class page. Because she know, Miss Queen, wait a minute. Her name was Dana Queen. Miss Queen, I don't get it. We in trigonometry. Explain it. I don't get it. I want to get it. Help me get it. So Miss Queen told me to keep asking questions. That's what I'm going to do. How we play, how they work. And then when I get it, it's over for all y'all. But, and people in the grant space mad. What you mean you done won? What you mean? And I'm just like, I'm trying to share my secrets with y'all, but y'all think 27 and 97. Well, is it? It's $27. It's $97, babes. Okay. It's hard to know what grants are real. Seems like every time I apply, I keep getting a bunch of scams. You're going to keep getting them. There are grant pages on TikTok right now scamming to be me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Report them. Keep moving. Do you have to pay a fee to apply for a grant? It depends. So you want the long speech that I gave you on my last live, which you can get the replay of in the Grant Game Mentorship? Or you want my quick answer, Michelle? Which one you want? Let me know. At least I'm still laughing at you too much. Your cousin did used to cheat at Monopoly. So funny. Stacey says, well worth it, and then some. Like if I'm teaching you a skill that has won me and the Black women in grantees well over 6 figures in about the last few months, and you only paying $97. I don't understand. What's the negotiation? What's the I don't know. Cousin, I'm on cousin's side. Cousin wasn't cheap. He was just smart. He knew how to play. And look, you still talking about all these years later. You better leave cousin alone. Yep. She said I'm grabbing all the cheat codes. I don't know. Amen. That's what Dawn said. Y'all should have seen her. She was so mad at me when we wrapped up. Oh, she was so mad at me. It took me a minute to get it. So I was like, why is she tripping? We worked together for 12 weeks. She's in the book. And we got to the end. And she was supposed to give a testimonial of what it's been like to work with me. But she flipped out on me. I mean, for real. She was mad because our time was up, y'all. She was mad at me. She said, I want everything you got. I'm like, child, you ain't got enough time. This ain't enough time. But she was really mad at me. She did not want to give me a testimonial because she was mad because she wanted to keep going. I want everything you got. That's like me asking me to open up my head and empty out my brain. Some people will take it, but yeah, Dawn was mad. She had to. Y'all better not do that to me, Lisa. It took me a minute to get over that. I was trying to figure out what is wrong with her. She been cool up until this last call. And just went off. And I had been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. She was just loving it. And we were working together for 12 weeks. We got to week 11. And she became a whole new creature. And I was like, what's happening? But now that I think about it, I get it. I get it. She said, I'm going to try. Okay now. But no, that's just encouragement. And because of Dawn's flip out, that's why I'm still here. Dawn actually introduced me to ChatGPT. She said, what do you think about this ChatGPT thing? I was like, I don't know nothing about it. One day I just got bored and started playing around with it. And then, of course, TikTok algorithm catches on. So I started seeing videos about it, told my coach about it. And he is so anti-technology. Like, he don't want to use it unless he has to. I was like, it's this new thing called ChatGPT. He gave me a whole boomer speech about now, because see, technology. I was like, well, I'm going to go check it out. You stay where you at. And then when it helped me write my book that I got available for y'all over at blackwomeningrants.com, and I called him, I was like, well, I'm done with that book. You know that book I've been working on for 6 months? Yeah, I just finished it today. Wait, what? Yes, there's no thing called ChatGPT to help me write my book. Wait, so how you spell it now? What did you say? Spell it out for me. It's like check. And the conversation changed. Now he got a new book out. And telling people he invented ChatGPT. Black folks, I tell you, that's my dog though. So yeah, we've learned that, and now I learned tricks. I can't share all my tricks with him because he ain't in the grant world, so he don't get it. But honey, you can't tell him nothing. And his emails used to be so boring, and so I unsubscribed from his list one time. And at all his events where I'm there, he calls me out for it. Yeah, because Dr. AJ unsubscribed. And I'd be like, so you now imagine me. I'm sitting in there with a room full of people. And he calls me out every time from unsubscribing from his list. And I said, tell these nice people that I don't know, just like this, I'm in the audience, no microphone, I'm yelling, tell them why I unsubscribed. His emails was boring, y'all. I said, you know ChatGPT can help you with your emails. No, because I don't want it to change nothing and blah. He tried it one time. Emails, immaculate. I literally just sat here and read one on here with y'all that he's reminding us it's his birthday. I know he used ChatGPT to write it, but he will swear to my face that he wrote that. So, no, my emails was always, sir, good luck getting into heaven because you be lying. is my dog, though. So, yes, it has changed the game. It's changing the Grant game. Grants don't want you, or at least I've only heard one guy talk about it. I wonder will more do it. Supposedly, they got a way to tell if you use it to write your essays and blah, blah, blah. But if you know what you doing, if you know what to say, and you know how to play the Grant game, child, go to use ChatGPT, Roger. So, yeah, it's a lot to learn when you learn how to play right. But that's what it's all about. Yeah. So we talk about that in the mentorship. We talk about that in private coaching. We talk about that in the book. All that's in part of the Grant Game mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. I'm about to sit down and prompt a book from under yacht. Yeah. I love that I came across this. I'm starting a business this year and I need grants. Welcome. So is it someone who pre-write answers on ChatGPT? No, you pre-write the answers. But I can't teach that here on TikTok. Not for free. It's in a mentorship though. Change the digital marketing game. Yep. People are now AI consultants. Hello, Heal the Earth. So yeah, I follow several consultants here on TikTok that give me one black girl. I love her stuff. When she told me she didn't tell me, she said it on a video. She said, I've studied this ChatGPT thing for hundreds of hours. I was like, okay, this is someone I could listen to because she's studying the game and just taught so much. And I was commenting so much. She said, I need to do a thing for you with writing grants and stuff. But we do completely different things. But the more I learn about it, I'm really going to wonder how we're going to survive without AI. I've always looked forward to a world where, you know, you can, like, it's the whole work smarter, not harder concept. But our thing is, instead of fighting it, we must learn how to work with it. If not, you just going to fight to your demise. Because if you know every movie done taught you that robots going to take over, why not be their friend? Why you want to fight a robot? I don't know. That's how I think of it. But I'm Gen X, so. Yeah, as long as they're learning it the right way, it's never going to replace human emotions, human intelligence, human brain. That's why it's called artificial intelligence. But think about it. It's a collective of human intelligence. We programmed it. We're programming it every time we go use it individually. Teaching it how to help us. Why not? There's a guy on TikTok. I got to learn how he uses it as a voice. He just like I'm talking to y'all, he's talking to his AI. Just like that. I want that. My favorite movie, I have several. On the nerdy side, my favorite movie is Her. Have y'all seen that movie, Her? Not The Artist. This was out before The Artist. But it's a movie called Her. And he's working with AI. Her wrote his book. Her believed in him. She would do things without him asking. And I remember leaving the theater and I was like, I want a Her. That was my favorite technology movie. I liked I, Robot with Will Smith. Because when that thing came to life and he said, it was over. I said, oh, he got emotions now. Wait a minute. But you got to work with him. Hey, Jewel. I like the movie Limitless, where he popped the pill, got all his work done. He wrote his book. I'm a nerd. What a Limitless pill at? I've been waiting on it to come out. Where's that? Let's go. But that's me. So that's what I told my coach. I'm like, you can sit and fight it. I'm going to go try it out. I'll be back. Oh, by the way, here's how it's helping me. And then it's linked to making money. He like, wait, what now? So now what I need to say? What you call it? A command? You got to command it? Y'all should hear our conversations. Too funny. That's what I was trying to explain to him yesterday. He think he know. So now he's trying to outdo me. So I still do the free one. Because I'm learning the benefits of the paid. He did the paid one, didn't know what he was paying for. He just wanted to act like he knew more than me. He don't know how to use it. So I'm trying to explain to him what you just said, Lisa, making your own chats and stuff. He think he know what I'm talking about, but he don't. So I'm like, okay, you win. But when it comes to grants, you gotta know what you're doing. Just like at schools, as far as the children use it, they using it to cheat. They using it to plagiarize. They using it to write papers for them. That's not what this does. Just like you can use it for grants, but if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, expect to get caught out. Because that's cheating. But working with it, now that's different. What Smoking Satan? See, that's different. Uh-huh. So you just gotta know what you're doing, and everybody don't know what they're doing. And when I figured it out and made an announcement that I figured it out, people in the grant space got mad at me. No, because I ain't figured it out. How you figure it out? Oh, okay, well, good luck. The one thing we not better do is argue. I can't argue with you. You man. You big man. Okay. So yeah. I think it's funny. Should I agree? I know I'm late. I'm working, jumping off as usual. What you talking about, Jewel? Sit up for our video. I don't get it. You sure you on the right live? What you talking about? We about to go. I've been saying that for 30 minutes, but I'm ashy. Oh, I washed my hands. I ain't put no lotion on. What? Y'all laugh. What y'all laughing at? Somebody saying? I'm probably not. You know, they say we all look alike. Sorry. On that note, we about to go, y'all. Any final questions or takeaways y'all want to share? It be your all people. That is funny. Thank y'all for hanging out and laughing with me. I love to laugh now. I am going to call my coach, wish him a happy birthday, and get in the bed. Those of you who joined us today, and make sure you get your receipts. Make sure you check your spam for your emails, because that's where my emails go for some reason. Let me double check. I ain't missed nobody. Ooh, okay. It's a new grant out. Ooh, this one is good too. It was 18,000 last time. I'm about to go read about this. Ooh, it just came out today. Yes, okay. Gotta go. Until we meet again, my friends, remember there's someone somewhere. They're waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs, because it's when you let your own light shine. You give others permission to do the same. When you impact one life as a future grant winner, you impact generations. Thank y'all for being here, hanging out, having fun, learning about grants, being the generation I get to impact. This grant just came out today, and I want to be one of the first to know about it. So I'm about to go be nosy, honey. I'm excited about this. This just popped up. All right, y'all. Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna lay in bed and read this. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. God bless. Bye. Figure out how to turn it off. Hold on. Phone freezing.